We want to go back to that breaking news at the top of the show. Charlotte City leaders voting to ban the purchase of more chemical agents such as tear gas and pepper spray to use for crowd control. WCNC Charlotte's Hunter Science has been following this vote tonight. He joins us now live from Uptown. Hunter, so what does this all mean?
Yeah, so Sarah, this basically means that CMPD can no longer purchase any chemical agents that could be used to break up crowds like we've seen in the streets here in Uptown. But they still could technically use the chemical agents that they still have. This new policy came after a lot of passionate pleas from both political aisles.
After 11 days of protest, some turning violent and forcing police to use tear gas and pepper spray, Charlotte City Council voted to ban any additional purchase of chemical agents next fiscal year.
No budgeted funds will be used to purchase chemical agents used for crowd control or crowd dispersal.
Councilman Braxton Winston drafted the amendment to the city's budget and gained enough support from fellow council members to pass it in a 9-2 vote.
The City Council is diving into the minutia of the police budget and dictating what it can and cannot be used for.
The policy also allows the Safe Communities Committee to review and scrutinize police spending and policies.
I think this is a kind of hasty and rather small measure.
City Council's two Republicans, Driggs and Tariq Bokhari, voted against it, both asking city leaders not to paint the law enforcement industry with a broad brush.
Not to allow that desire for action to manifest itself as a hasty rush to do something, anything, just to appease those that have a very important message they are sending us right now.
This year, CMPD spent $103,000 on chemical agents. City leaders now say they won't spend another penny on them.
If you cannot figure out how to deal with human beings without the tactics of violence and fear, the human beings that make up this city will be here step by step to show you how to deal with us as the sentient beings that we are.
And council will later have to decide how to spend that roughly $100,000 that was originally spent on these chemical agents. It is an important note, City Council passed the city's budget, and that included $290 million for CMPD. Tonight, I reached out to the police department to ask if they still would use the chemical munitions that they currently have on protesters if things turn violent again, but I have not heard back from them. Reporting live tonight outside the Government Center in Uptown, Hunter Signs, WCNC Charlotte.
Hunter, thank you. Also new tonight, city leaders moving forward on a resolution for a thorough review of CMPD policies. Last week, we told you about the 8 Can't Wait campaign. It illustrates guidelines for police to decrease violence. Tonight, city council members unanimously passed a resolution to compare that campaign with the current practices of CMPD to see where improvements can be made. The city's manager's office will be in charge of comparing the two.